Hey, everybody. Welcome to the little meeting we're going to have this morning. So usually I have participants that have given me an idea of what's going on in their lives, and we talk about that during this group chat time. And we usually try to help each individual address wherever they're feeling a little bit like stuck or wherever they need a little bit of advice about how to go forward. And usually something will come through and I'll kind of channel something for them that helps them to move forward. Today, the circumstances are a little bit different. I'm going to talk about something that I really had a huge lesson in just this morning as I was waking up. So it's 11 o'clock, between like 8 and 11, I got this big message. And so I wanted to share that. And I did draw a little graphic. So I'm going to quick do a screen share. Here we go. And see if I can, there we go. See if I can pull that up. So what I'm showing here on the screen is just something I drew. I actually drew it in my journal and then I just drew it bigger so it would make more sense. But the lesson I had coming through to me today was about living small. So that's, if you look at that screen share that I put up there, that's that little person inside of it looks kind of like a bucket or a cylinder or just space in general. And so if you might relate to this, for some reason lately, and I don't even know what the reason is, have been feeling this. I've been feeling small, kind of like there's this big world outside of me and it's very vague. There are no like straight paths right now. It's just this vague space that's all around me. And although that huge vague space can be this beautiful opening to possibilities, and I've talked about that on my podcast before, and I've written about it, this is a ripe time for us to be able to branch out and be as creative as possible and productive and brave in all these different ways. And last week we talked about the quote that says, bring forth the largeness inside of you. So this is kind of the next step of that. First step is realizing that there is a largeness inside of us. It's understanding that there's this deep desire inside of so many of us to live bigger than how we're living. And I felt that for a long time. I had a great life seemingly, except there always felt like there was this truth that wasn't coming out of me, that I wasn't actually living on a day-to-day basis. My whole life fell apart. And the only thing that was left then was this truth. And I've been cultivating that truth ever since. So looking back at this graphic, there is this space here, all this space around us, lots of space right now. Some of us are out of work. We don't have our usual routines, the fun things in life, like going to dinner, going to a movie, mini golfing, going to the beach, taking a vacation, all stripped away. So we can have this feeling of being this tiny little thing in the middle of this great big unknowing. For me on another level, there's this unknowing based on the different viewpoints out there right now regarding what's happening with coronavirus. Is it man-made? Is it not? Is it even real? Is it not? There's so many things. Is this like a conspiracy thing? Is it 5G? Is it a whole story we don't even know? Is it just like the select few in charge who are controlling us masses? There's like all these ways that my brain goes all the time. With all of this space around me, my mind has a lot of space to wander and get kind of out there, and it can sort of take over. So today, what I wanted to talk about is this feeling of feeling kind of pushed around by space, almost the way a leaf gets blown around outside. We can have this feeling of just nothingness or feeling really small, feeling like the outside world is really powerful in comparison to us. And when we feel that way, it's so limiting. And I think we feel most stymied when we're in that place. It's like we don't know how to move forward because we don't even know which direction forward is. So having all this space around us can totally be a very positive thing, or we can use that space to be productive or creative and to expand ourselves. But can also have the opposite effect where it makes us feel even smaller, even less empowered. So today I had this just download, this aha moment, kind of like, my higher self was teaching me about claiming my space, claiming your own space within this world. So moving from the left side over to the right side, what that would be like is feeling empowered, feeling like I know what I want. I know that largeness inside of me. And now I'm going to take the brave step to say to the universe, I claim the following things for me. I claim my space. I know that I was not put here on this earth to be blown around and just woo, like out there in la la land with who I am. I was put here for a reason. I know that I have something larger inside of me. I know who I am. Even if I'm not going to go out and move mountains or speak to thousands of people, I know that I have a role on a daily basis to be as authentically true to myself and express that authenticity to other people in whatever way I feel guided to do it. But claiming your space, saying, this is what I want. This is what I want my life to look like. This is what I want our relationship to look like. This is what I want back. This is what I want my bank account to look like. This is what I want my vacation times to look like. This is how I want my family to be. And in doing that, in taking yourself from being small and powerless and disempowered and kind of really not having a say in what's happening, switching that mindset completely over to, I do know what I want. I might have to get quiet first. I might have to pause. I might have to turn off all external distractions, the news, the people around me. I might need to go quiet for a while. But I know inside of me what my truth is. And now I need to have the courage to say, not only do I know my truth, but darn it, I'm doing this. Like, this is my time. I came into this world as a being for this lifetime, not to be tiny, not to be blown around by external circumstances, not to be just a sheeple. I am going to stand in my truth. I'm going to take up space. And in doing that, we claim our existence. We claim our beingness. And so changing the dialogue from something like, I want to be, I one day hope that, I wish, the world I'd like to see looks like this. Instead, really taking that power back into our souls and anchoring it in and saying, I claim, I know that I deserve this and that this is a truth for me. I claim the following things. And that's when you start to just figure out what it is that you claim. What is most important to you? What is that largeness inside of you that you mostly want? So I made a list for myself right here, just as an example. And these are just the first, 5 things that popped into my head. So instead of saying like, universe, I'd really like to be financially abundant, that would be a really great thing because I could take care of my children and No, I claim financial abundance. I know that there is an abundance of financial freedom and liberation out there. And why not me? Like, what is wrong with me being the recipient of it? When I'm living small like this, the chances that I'm going to receive that type of financial abundance is not as great as if I am claiming in this largeness, in this space declaration, I am here and this is what I am going to experience. This is what I desire. This is my deservedness. This is my relationship to this existence on this earth plane during this lifetime. So I claim financial abundance. And then I claim creative expression of myself. I'm not going to stay small anymore and just keep who I am to myself, because that's kind of maybe what I've been taught over the years. Definitely in my own life, I've been kind of conditioned by society, by my family, by all kinds of stuff to stay small. It's safer to stay small, to keep your ideas to yourself, keep your voice to yourself, just kind of go over there and be a good person and do the right thing all the time. But please don't make more of yourself than what you think you deserve. So instead of saying that, instead of having that small mindset, instead, I claim creative expression of myself. I'm I am on the inside. Why would I not be willing to creatively express that to the world? And that's all just outside influences that have made me feel small. Okay, so saying I claim, and then you can see the other ones that I wrote on there. I think one of the important ones there is I claim deep, loyal, authentic relationships. I think so often when we're in this small space and there's all these external influences. Oh, what does he think of me? What does she think of me? How am I relating? Well, he said that. So does that mean our relationship's going in this direction? Or we had this altercation, so maybe we're not as close as we used to be. No more of that. No more maybes and guesses and should'ves and could'ves and would'ves. Instead, I, in this big expression, this largeness, I claim for myself deep, loyal, authentic relationships. When you claim that, the universe has no other alternative but to deliver that to you. If you are making yourself an anchor, a target for receiving that, then that's what's going to come. It's the law of attraction. It's going to come and attach itself back to your intention. When our intentions are wavering, what we receive is also going to be kind of wavy too. It's going to be unstable. So you can see the rest of what I have on there just as an example. But I guess my ultimate message today is to just take notice of how you feel in the world right now. And of course, on different days, we'll feel different ways. But in the last few days, I was feeling this. I really was. And my lesson today was, nope, no more. You don't get to just say that I'm going to live small, because that's not a true expression of my God consciousness inside of me. You know, God doesn't put a rose on earth to just be hidden away in the bushes, you know, underneath a bunch of shrubs. That rose is supposed to stand out so you can see the beautiful flower that it is. Same thing with all of God's expression, all of creativity, all of nature. It's to be loved and enjoyed and seen. And even if it's not loved, at least be seen, at least have the expressiveness, the life force that you've been gifted. Put that back out there into the universe. So just wherever you stand right now, maybe just kind of take a little bit of time to see if you feel this way or if you feel this way. And, you know, in doing this and switching from this smallness to the largeness inside of us, that's truly how we create a new world, which is where we're at right now. You know, we're at this place where we get to decide, what do we want our new world to look like, especially after we come out of quarantine and things start to shift and change. And, you know, the earth right now is healing herself, but then the humans living upon her are at this tipping point right now. We get to make a decision about how we're going to move forward and what our societies are going to look like, what our economies are going to look like. Each person claiming their space like this is like each person voting for what we want that new world to be. So saying, I claim financial abundance, you're putting yourself on track to have a world where that is your reality. It's not, you know, maybe this will happen. You are solidifying that agreement. You're putting a contract out there with the universe. You know, same thing with your relationships with other people. In talking about this, you'll have to know then that if these are the things you truly claim and you are truly anchoring those things in as your truth, then anything that is not that truth is not going to work. The right job is going to come to you, but you might have to come up against 4 that aren't the right one first, or you might have to let go of relationships that are not deep, loyal, authentic relationships. So when we say what we want, we have to be ready for all the things that are not that to fall apart. So I guess in saying that, I'm you know, kind of preparing you to know that in this work, there's a bravery that's necessary. There's an openness and an acceptance that's necessary. If I am asking for this, then I am not asking for anything else. And it's a challenge to stay the course too. We could talk about lots of different angles on this, but again, claiming your space, it matters. I hope you all have a good day. Bye.